Alright, so next up we're going to be making the bet page, which is going to be really similar to making the save or the start page, because we're pretty much doing the same thing. We're showing um, some place for the user to input how much he wants to bet, and then we're going to save that into a session, just like what we did with save name cash request, which saves the name and the amount of cash the player has. So the little error we had on the previous video was we didn't have a template when we loaded uh, define bet the URL. So we're gonna create its HTML page, and under the Blackjacks folder, new file, bet.html.erb. And since it's so similar to start, we might just copy and paste everything that's in the start HTML page. So paste that in here, and now we just gotta change a few things. Say we don't need the title, like welcome to Blackjack, so we'll take that out. And we do not need two inputs. Previously we had an input for a string for the player name and a number for cash. We don't need a player name, so we'll just get rid of that. And we'll change up the question to be, how much would you like to bet? Question mark. And we'll change the name of the input to bet. And if you don't remember what this attribute of input is you're setting the variable name for the value that it receives, which is whatever the user inputs. Just like in programming, when you say variable x equals 2, so that later on if you call x, it'll return 2. That's what this function or this attribute does. And then the type, we're just specifying what the number is. And then we got the input type submit, which is to submit the form. And by submitting the form, it sends its params to this URL of the website as a post request. So save that, and now let's check out the page. Let's go back to localhost 2000, start page, we'll enter our name, Austin 1000, submit. How much would you like to bet? Say I want to bet 50. Actually, no, we're not there yet, but it shows everything how we want it. It's in a well, we got some simple design, and that's all we need for this page. So this is they're gonna be this page. The user is gonna continue to be redirected to this page for every new round of blackjack they want to play, until they either have no money or they just don't want to play anymore. So if we put 50, and over here I forgot. So this is the wrong URL. We don't want to send it to the save name cache route. We want to send it to a new method that we will call save bet. Save bet. And we got to create that method. So find save bet, and it's not in our routes yet, so let's create that. And this is going to be a post request. So let's make it post. The reason why it's post again is because we're saving the amount the user is going to bet in the website. Post, the name is save bet, and that is going to direct it to Blackjack's controller, to the save bet action. So we can check it out in rake routes. Rake routes. and there it is, save bet. So that'll be the save bet path if we want to call the URL. Controller. So we want to basically do almost the same thing as we did in the save name cache method, which is we're gonna save the params that get sent to us. Let's put a binding.pry just to check what gets sent to us. Now we go .pry. This way, when we submit, what's wrong with that? What happened? Save that. Weird. Let's try again. Submit. Okay, there, it froze. So if we go to our place that we're running it in the command prompt, it froze there, and now we check out the conditions in that specific spot. So let's check out what's in the variable params that just got sent to us from the browser or the user's browser. Params. This is the information that got sent to us. Bet variable is 100. That means that the user inputted 100 into this box and sent it over to us under the variable name bet. Get that session. We're gonna make a new session. Bet equals params bet. And right after, we don't want it to. So we'll just see what happens once we get the error. Let me get rid of the binding.pry, and then exit. Let's go back and submit. Click submit, and it tells us template is missing. Well, this is a post request, so we don't want to return any viewable content. So what we'll do is we'll redirect to if we look at the original screen, it would make most sense to redirect it to the game page. So right after they click the submit button, it'll take them to the page that shows the cards they have and everything. Yeah, but before we go there, we have to deal all the cards, and dealing the cards requires saving stuff into the database. So we're not going to go immediately to showing the game page. So we would want to redirect to the deal path. But the thing is, for redirecting, you can only redirect to a path that's a get path. So I wouldn't be able to redirect to, like, say if we try to do this, save name cache path, which is basically the same thing as slash save name cache, which is an actual URL. This URL over here. Because if we did that, it would redirect it to this. That's what it's equivalent to, and that does not exist. The only thing that exists is a post. So the point is, you can't use this method redirect to redirect to a post. And the problem is that our next method that we need to redirect to is deal path. And if you think about what a deal path is, so let's think about what the deal method will do. This is not coding language. I'm just writing it out in English. The deal method will it'll generate a deck of cards, and then it'll deal 2 cards to you and 2 cards to the computer player, which is basically the dealer. And this is not a GET request because we have to save the stuff inside the database. But not database, inside a session. So it would have to be a post request. But the thing is, we can't do that. We can't redirect it to a post path. This, like I just said earlier, would redirect it to a get/deal path, which is not the correct thing. And I can't really think of a way to make that work. So I'm just gonna go against the normal format of Rails and make this into a get path. Even though we save stuff into the website's memory. So this is not what you're supposed to usually do, but just for this occasion, we're gonna pass by it because it's not really, in this case, super important because we're just doing a little blackjack game. This is like a little sample game just to get the idea of how the flow of Rail goes. So just remember that usually this is something that should be a post method, but since we can't redirect from inside a method to another post method, we're just going to make this a get method so that we can do this segment of code. So let's create the route get/deal to, and for this, if you use a double apostrophes or one apostrophes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect it. Blackjacks/deal. It's a little too broad. Let's make the name deal new round. Deal new round. New round. Okay. Let's change the name here. Deal new round. Check out our new routes. Break routes. And there we go. Deal new routes. Get request. Going to the deal new round. Deal new round, yeah. Okay, so then, we gotta change this part too. Deal new round path. Generate. So for this method, how are we gonna generate a deck of cards? Now, we don't want to manually, statically type literally every single different card, like ace of hearts, 2 of hearts, 3 of hearts, 4 of hearts, 5 of hearts, 6 of hearts, ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, and literally write every single one out, because that's a big waste, and we could do it through using programming, some methods. So we can create a deck of cards by, let's start this off by making a array called suits. And if you don't know what suits are the things you see on cards: hearts, diamonds, clubs, spades. So there's 4 different kind of suits. You got hearts. Let's capitalize it. Actually, now it's not. Spades, diamonds, clubs, and last of all, hearts. And for the second array that we create, let's call this one values. And that's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack.